I'm here and I'm happy to be here.
Yay! So happy that you are here. Have so many things that I want to talk to you about. I kind of want to start. No, save it for the end. All right, let's get to the question. Maybe I should let you introduce yourself first, in case somebody doesn't know who Superstar Dev is.
Shucks. Hey YouTube world. My name is Deb Levine. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I front the heavy metal band Lady Beast. It's a traditional style of heavy metal for fans of Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Dio. Super optimistic, magical, epic content. Check it out.
So true. That is a great description.
Thank you.
You do a lot more than that, but we will probably get into that in this episode. So, Deb, when did you first realize that you loved metal and that you wanted to create more of it?
I've always been super into music. I loved musicals also growing up. So like performing has always been in my blood. Um, I think that I mainly grew up on more of like a classic rock kind of like family vibe. And then it wasn't until I started getting into high school and then soon after high school that I actually found like straight up metal bands. Um, I was rocking like ZZ Top, Aerosmith, Bad Religion, just like fun stuff in high school. But it wasn't until a little later on that I actually found like my metal outlet and immediately started finding people to be in a band with me.
Oh, that's so cool. Was there like the moment when you first heard a particular band or a particular song by a metal artist that was like, oh, what's this?
Um, I'm gonna be honest, I have total Swiss cheese brain like all the time. But I do remember the first time I heard Iron Maiden and saw Iron Maiden specifically. Um, one of those moments where like I had never really heard anyone sing like that, but with my musical theater background, I totally got it right away. Um, and I think that was the catalyst that kind of sent me to starting to paint, stuff on the back of some of my jackets and,
Mm-hmm.
starting to collect stuff and get my cousin's old records. And yeah, so listening to Iron Maiden was the catalyst to the whole explosion, which became my love for heavy metal.
I wonder, because that's also the same band that like made me realize that. Uh, and I wonder how many times that could be the answer to the question. Bruce Dickinson out here
Probably a lot.
raising his daughters to the slaughter.
Totally. And raising so many more. Who knew?
To the slaughter. Yeah. So, if your music were a movie soundtrack, what would the movie be about?
Ooh. What would it be about? I guess like going with the theme of my music and the way I try to live my life and encourage others, it would be some sort of, it wouldn't be a romance, definitely not. Um, no rom-coms, but it would be some sort of, and not like a horror thriller either. It would be some sort of like drama that possibly could involve like a little bit of revenge, possibly involve some time travel, and end up with everything working out in the end.
Oh, just like us trying to schedule this Zoom.
Definitely.
This cheese brain. We did it. We did it.
I knew we would. I knew we could.
That's yeah. Got it. Ooh, I love this. I'm trying to imagine this movie. Time travel. Well, my favorite Lady Beast songs are pay the pay your dues. I feel like I'm fucking that up.
Oh, Devil's Due.
Devil's Due. I like Devil's Due.
Nice.
I do want to ask about that song. And then the other is Banshee. Um,
Mm,
can I ask you, is there a story behind Devil's Due?
interesting you should ask. There kind of is. Um, sometimes when I write songs, they're just about like random things. Sometimes they're about real things. Sometimes they're about books I read, but that in particular was at a time in my life where I was noticing people around me making decisions that maybe weren't the healthiest, maybe weren't the most positive, um, and it just got me thinking, everything comes with a price. And, are you going to give it all up to get what you want, you know?
Well, I can't wait to re-listen to the song with those questions in mind.
Yeah, I like to make everything like very metaphorical. I was explaining to someone this earlier today, even. Sometimes it might not even be clear what like that. I guess like if you don't really like listen to the lyrics and like maybe if you don't know like the story behind it, because who would? You might not actually like know what I'm talking about, but I kind of do that on purpose so people that don't want to get deep with it
Mm-hmm.
and don't want to know what it's about can still really enjoy the song and sing along. Like not everyone is listening to music to change their life, but
Mm.
I am trying to change people's lives through my music.
Well, I love that you can serve a couple different desires that way. I love hearing a song that like definitely has a story to it, and that's why I asked. I was like, there's a story in this song. I can hear it. So
Cool. I'm glad you caught on. Yeah, it is
yeah,
fun.
I I mean that's about a lot more songs, but um okay. What is a performance memory you will never forget?
Mm. Um, Probably one of my most recent memories, which would be us playing our first European festival in Germany this past July at Headbangers Open Air. Um, it kind of like seems crazy, like, oh man, like why haven't you gone over in 15 years? Like that just seems so weird. So many bands do it. Like it seems so easy, like whatever. And
Seems
it's
at
like
all. Seems like a huge
with
pain in the butt.
I mean, it's like really expensive. We have a lot of stuff and like I don't know, like not everything is as easy as it seems. And we really wanted to make sure that when we did like go over and have our debut, it was going to be like something like extremely epic and boost band morale and just being invited to that festival was so much reassurance of all of the hard work that we've put in over these last years and um it was such an honor and literally I will just never forget the crowd, people wanting autographs. Like we practiced that set for like probably a year, you know. Um and yeah, it was definitely one of the best days of my life.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yo, you should. Um, I always have this like idea that Doro Pesh should have been a diplomat because her like way of speaking is perfect, and I feel like
Hello.
you should.
Thank you. You are
Oh,
metal.
everything is good and perfect, and I'm so glad you're here. And I feel like when Doro runs for president, you should be on that team of like people supporting because that answer was like perfectly Doro.
Thank you. Yes, I do try to embody Dio and Doro's positivity. The
Wow,
three Ds: Deb, Dio, Doro.
I love it. That's all you ever need. Another D. Good.
Holy Trinity.
Yeah. So, if you could play a world tour with any three bands alive today, who would you choose?
Ooh, good one. Um, let's see. Um, I would choose, I kind of like an eclectic bill, but I mean, obviously it would be awesome to tour with Doro. Um, I'm going to pick one of our friends, and that's our friends in Sanhedrin.
I was
They would be on
listening to them just before this interview.
they would be on that world tour too, because they're such special people. And who would be the other big one? Who do I love? I guess Judas Priest, right?
Sure, boy can come.
Let's yeah, he can hang with the girls though,
He totally can. He's stylish and
Loves cats. I mean,
he has some really great pieces of clothing.
oh, 100%.
Just to like keep up.
100%.
Like, how does he like take such good care of himself on tour like that?
I think that when you are at a certain level, people will take care of it for you.
Mm,
So he's not wheeling the chopper out of the truck,
yeah,
and he's not, putting all of his leather jackets on the hangers. I'm sure, there's lots of like help, especially at his age now, but I definitely know he probably put in a lot of hard work getting to where he is today. So,
yeah, true.
I'm so glad that these artists that have like, basically dedicated their whole lives to inspiring the masses, kind of get pampered at their old age.
Yeah, and he's a real homie for the girls in metal too, because his cover of Joan Baez's "Diamonds and Rust" kind of, I think, resurrected her for a generation of people.
That's
Way
so
to,
cool.
right? Like, way to cover a super gorgeous, sad ballad by a woman.
He's always seemed like an underdog, like a fighter for the underdog. You know what I mean? He's very personable. He's not there's no ego involved, so it's like he's automatically just a really um interesting person to just connect with, just through the music and seeing his Instagram posts and whatnot.
I love that lineup. Actually, I already forgot what was the first one.
Um, Doro,
Oh,
well, I guess it would actually probably go, Priest, Doro, and then Lady Beast and Sanhedrin can switch
you, you,
spots.
you could be headliner.
No,
I could change.
I'm too.
I got
No.
nah. Yeah. I gotta change the question so that I ask women if you were headlining a world tour, who would be a
Mm.
supporting acts? But I feel like people would like maybe they wouldn't even name somebody like Judas Priest. They would be like, I don't know. Well, I hope not. Anyway, I hope that they would name Judas Priest. You are so frozen. You're back. Okay. Um, Looking back, what was a big decision you made that turned out to be a very good choice?
Dealing with the band?
Oh, it could be life advice.
Oh, cool. Um, I think the best decision that I ever made was, can you hear my dogs?
Nope.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Great. Because I can, it's crazy. Um, the best decision I ever made was to make the self-realization that I can always continue to be a better person, that I can always continue learning more, that I can always continue expanding my perception of the things around me to better understand. And I feel like I've kind of done that by delving into my spiritual practice, delving into herbalism, connecting with people that just aren't into music, right? That are like into music, but also into all these other things. And come here, son. And it's been life changing. It's literally changed my whole fucking life. because everything is interesting. Even things that are scary, I know are exciting because they're going to transform some sort of like change, or create something, right? And it makes life want it makes life worth living,
Oh, so
you
beautiful.
know?
Yeah, I love that answer. Um,
Yeah.
should be a life coach. Coach me.
Dude, you're not the first person that said that. Um, to be honest, like I would love to do something like that. And um, but I don't feel like I'm the kind of person that like would want to go back to school for it. So if anyone's interested, if you're watching this, I'm always here for advice,
Yeah.
always here to answer a question. Feel free to DM me on Facebook. I think that holding a space for community is super important and it's part of like my existence here. And
Oh,
everyone matters and everyone should be heard. So
okay. This is all going to tie in together very well at the end of this episode. Um, but I guess I just wanted to say you totally don't have to go back to school to be a life coach. A lot of people take like one training course just to get like oriented, and then they just offer the service. And it's a fantastic service to have a coach. I had one for my art practice, and
awesome.
yeah, it started with like being like I want to do a show in Europe, and then it ended with I did the show at the Louvre in Paris. And so it's like that was because I had somebody who pushed me and like encouraged me. And, like I had this stuff in me, but I needed a little like on my back, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, a little extra like, yeah, energy in your corner and someone, motivating you. Yeah, I love that. I'm so glad you did that.
You and I think that yeah, you would be an amazing coach. You're so good to everyone. And
Thank
then
you. I
also, I
appreciate
saw you
that.
wearing a warlock shirt.
Yes.
I like totally forgot. I'm
I
trying to
love that.
I want to wear a different female fronted metal band shirt for every episode of this, but I booked
Sick.
like 5 or 6 interviews this week, and there's no way I'm catching up. We're gonna see repeats.
Looks like you might have to do a little online
I ordered some
zipping
more.
and zapping.
Yes, there's got to be some more orders for sure as well. Um, okay. So, oh my gosh, I know that it's coming closer to the end of the thing when I get to this question. Any new announcements for us?
Yeah, so we publicly had a new announcement about a remaster repress of Lady Beast 2, which was our sophomore album. We recorded in 2015, I think, and it's been out of print for probably 8 years. Um, like pretty much like right after it came out. Yeah.
I need that. I need that.
So we never repressed it, and it's been on my mind for the last like over a year. Um, and we signed a new label after we played in Europe last year, Dying Victims, and I reached out and they agreed to repress it. So I hit up this like really fantastic artist, Louisa, known as Subhuman Being on Instagram. She's fantastic. If you don't follow her, you are going to die when you see her art. So she redid the front cover, which is like, it's the same artwork, but it's just reinterpreted.
Hmm.
We have a great remaster, and it's just going to be something that even that people that have the first album are going to want to buy this album. Like it's going to need to be part of the Lady Beast collection. Um, so that was really exciting. And then we are putting the bells and whistles on our new album. So hopefully going to be going in and recording in the next, month or two for that. Which is super exciting. In talks with our artist and getting all that in line, um and then starting to plan shows for the year. So we're actually going to be doing a couple of shows with Sanhedrin on our way up to Blades of Steel Fest in August. So that'll be cool. Um, and then yeah, playing some local stuff. Really, this record is so important to me that like I'm having a hard time making commitments. So main focus on that. But and then hopefully finally once all that is settled and we are like moved into our new house properly and all that, heavy herbals, which you have helped me gain some beautiful, beautiful energy for with your beautiful artwork. Hopefully that can come back onto the table and I can kind of start focusing on that. I have a huge garden I'm gonna do. Yeah, plans, future plans.
Gardens, plants.
Ah,
Everyone,
son, it's all coming back.
you have a new bird.
Yes, and I'm a new bird mom on top of my whole other menagerie of animal companion demon friends. So yeah, I'm just navigating this new chapter of my life and I'm so excited about it. And I feel like I have exactly enough on my plate to properly give the correct amount of attention to, and hopefully I will see the fruits of my labors.
I'm sure that you will see a whole orchard of fruits. Like probably like an actual physical orchard will appear as well. Um,
I'm thinking like nine of pentacles vibes.
ooh la la, ooh la la. So so exciting. I'm stoked about that repress. How many are you making or ordering?
What was it? To be honest, I can't remember what the number was right now, but there's really cool black and blue ones and black ones. Maybe 500?
Oh, okay, good. All right. I was like, I hope you don't sell out like too fast.
Yeah, no, it's always so funny to me sometimes when like people put out like the smallest amount of albums and then they're like, we sold out. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah, and
You
that's like
needed
not
you needed to
good.
make more.
Yeah, because like I recently went to like a destination concert and I was like, "Where's your merch?" And they were like, "We sold out." I was like, "Yeah, that wasn't good."
No.
Did not come back with a piece of vinyl.
What
Uh,
concert was it?
it was a show in Mexico City, so
I saw your pictures.
I had an amazing time.
Oh,
Um,
it looks so fun, dude.
It was. It was like maybe my third time in Mexico. Yeah. And it was my first time in Mexico City. I've also been to Guadalajara and then Cancun, just like every other gringa. But you know. Anyway, before I get to the very last question, I wanted to present you with something. Deborah Levine, your community leadership has made you the VIP of the Rock Goddesses of 2023. You have fostered the fellowship and spearheaded women's visibility. Thank you for your volunteership and devotion to bringing all people together. We couldn't be united this way without your generosity and spiritedness. Great
Mm.
goddess, bless your campaign as you promote others, take on leadership roles to create opportunities for others, and invite others to join in with the gates wide open. You really do so much work for everyone. So I didn't send your package yet that I've been talking about for like 2 weeks. Because I'm gonna add this to it. This will be your trophy,
Oh my
like
gosh.
Venusian, golden Venusian candle thing. You,
Dude, that those words were so thoughtful and that I'm full of so much gratitude for you and all you do and how you just help spread the word and help encourage and uplift so many other women to live their dreams, fulfill their passions, and have no boundaries to what they can create. For real. I have goosebumps right now. I don't know if you can see them, but I have
oh,
goosebumps. For real. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm whatever holes were empty in me are now full.
oh. I see what you're doing with like bringing all these people together for the fests that you organize. And I know you took this year off from organizing fests, but that's some serious work. And you just really deserve a lot of praise and respect for
Mm,
like just taking up the mantle.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Totally welcome. Um, uh, okay, last question, and then I have some promotions for our listeners. This is our first episode of
Yeah.
promotions. It's so exciting. So the last question for you is, where can we listen to your music and how can we follow what you do?
Ooh, just follow the moon and you'll find me. No, just kidding. But not kidding. Um, so you can find us on Facebook, Lady Beast. You can find us on Instagram, Lady Beast Official. You can find us on Bandcamp, um, and Spotify. Um, Pretty much that's it. Like we don't TikTok, we don't tweet.
Yeah.
Um, we can only handle so much internet stimulation.
I
um,
was loud.
but yeah, I would say at the moment the best place to like get our music at the moment is from our Bandcamp or Dying Victims. And then yeah, but the best way to get our stuff is just coming to see us live when we roll through your towns. Um and just coming and saying what's up and saving those shipping costs and getting to feel the energy of the live performance.
Totally. Save on shipping, save on gasoline to ship the stuff. Everything about it is better. And obviously, Devil's very
Totally.
friendly, everyone. Look at her. So you can
I'd
talk.
love to meet you.
Um, so one of our first promotions is from someone that you and I both love, Bellatrix Armor. She is
Yes.
doing free US shipping and discounted international shipping for our listeners.
That
Yay!
rules, dude.
So
She is awesome. I have a handful of her pieces. I've bought all of my girlfriends her fanny packs. I love what she does, and I think that she is definitely a pillar of the women's, underground metal community for sure.
heck yeah. I am so excited to have her be a part of this. And so, just if you're listening, you're going to DM Bellatrix Armor on Instagram, the code JGRG, Joe Gamel's Rock Goddesses, and
Yes.
just say you saw the Lady Beast episode. The other promotion we have is also freaking awesome. It is Aurora strings. Do you see these hot pink bass strings?
Wow, dude, those are sick.
Dude, our listeners are getting 15% off. Which makes me feel so commercial saying it that way, but I'm really stoked about it.
It's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, DM Joe Gamel sent me for 15% off Strings by Aurora on
Love
Instagram.
it.
Strings by Aurora. So yeah, and they do guitars and all kinds of colors, not just hot pink, but I had to have the hot pink.
Of
So
course.
yeah, so get everybody in your band some cool strings for Christmas or something. I don't know.
That rules. That's such a good idea. That's the gift that keeps on giving,
Yeah, because then they look
for sure.
cooler for you too, and they get to look cool, and we love it.
And feel good, man. Let's get that
Yeah,
color magic in there, right?
and you could like mix them too. You could have like
Oh my God. Like a rainbow.
you could do holiday colors.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you.
It's getting too exciting. I
Who
don't
knew how fun promotions would be?
like I feel a little bit silly how stoked I am, but they're the coolest promotions. Like
Well,
Bellatrix
and it's
armor.
cool that they are also just like wanting to be a part, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just this is the building of community that we were talking about earlier, where it's like, yo, I would love to talk about your business on my YouTube channel. Well, that's really awesome of you. How about if anyone's listening, we'll give them a discount. And it's like, wow, how generous, and it can just keep on keeping on. It's wild. It just has to start somewhere, you know?
And it's really cool because I like um, that, like, the girls that are listening, they're getting great sage advice from you. And, like, you're such a freaking icon. And, oh, shoot, you know what? I forgot. We got to do one more thing. Sorry, everybody. This is going to be the long episode. We got to play our game. All right? So it's all lightning rounds. And you have to choose one of two. And there's 5 rounds. Are you
Love
ready?
it. I'm so ready. Ooh, Betty Davis.
Betty Davis, yeah, model,
Yum.
extraordinaire, jailbait. She's
Oh,
everything.
goddess.
Totally. She needs to do her comeback. Ah,
Girl school.
girl school.
Gritty. OG.
Betty
Badass
Davis.
babes. Badass babes.
Just imagine Betty Davis singing for girl school.
I can actually. What do we got?
Barbara
Ooh, I don't really know
Slick.
Grace Slick. I'm not really familiar. Should I look her up later?
Yeah. She
Cool.
did 1960s It Girl. She sang in Jefferson Airplane.
Okay, okay.
White Rabbit, Don't You Want Somebody to Love? She
Right,
sang.
right, right, right. Okay. I'll
Yep.
go with her because definitely love those songs. Streisand, super cool. Also, I know her career, just not so familiar with her music.
They're both doing the same hairstyle on these covers, which is pretty exciting. Oh,
Definitely. But also, that was the time, I think. Lots of perm.
I gotta show you a little bit more of this album. It's
Whoa.
Miley Cyrus's inspiration.
Oh my God, dude. E- uh, maybe she's reincarnated.
Oh, wait, Grace is still alive. Grace did stop rocking and rolling to become a painter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That
Um,
rules, but also very weird coincidence about the wrecking ball.
I actually, I think you know already know that my whole record collection is only women's bands, and
Oh,
so
I didn't know that. Cool.
yeah, and so which is why I need Lady Beast. And the thing is that there are a lot of cool coincidences that you pick up on between women's music when you have, like, when you've eliminated the variable of gender, then you really are looking at just music without it being female fronted anymore.
Right.
So it's like when I was being asked like how I wanted the album I'm working on now to be mixed, I said I wanted it to sound like White Witch of Rose Hall by Coven, Shocking Blues, Send Me a Postcard, and I forget the third, but the person was like, "Is that because they're all female fronted?" And I was like, "No, I only listen to women fronted bands, so I am telling you this because they're all 1960s bands with a piano." So yeah,
Mm.
so it's like I'm not thinking about it being female fronted anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that's so interesting. I love that. Shaka Khan.
Through the fire, through the leaves, through the wow.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
using the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh, her best work, though, in my opinion, even though that song is so good with Stevie Wonder, is her work with Rick Wakeman in some of his solo stuff. Rick Wakeman, the keyboardist of Yes, he did these
Ooh.
two songs. You should totally hear them. Robot Man, oh, and War Games with Chaka Khan singing like 1970s prog rock.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I love that. Oh, I love getting like new ideas for oh, Heart. Is that Heart? No, that's Janice.
Janice? Bonnie?
Janice.
Oh,
Janice.
oh, I did my numbers wrong. There was one more, but
She's wild. Who
yeah,
was that?
last one was Marianne Faithful.
I'm not really familiar with her either. I love the album. Oh,
So Marianne
that's so
Faithful,
fun.
she was a 60s rock icon too. Uh, she had some boyfriend that was very famous in rock. I don't remember who he is, but then she like went down a dark road with I think like drug abuse, but came out of
Mm.
it with this scratchy voice. And she was already a singer, but she was doing more like 60s like light rock. And then she came out with this scratchy voice and she did stuff that was kind of like folk rock, I would almost say.
Whoa,
Yeah, it was like thematically dark and yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
that sounds awesome. I feel like you're going to help inspire me to go down my own rabbit hole of all these artists I've never heard, which is very exciting.
That is kind of what I want the game to do because I know other people watching, like, I hope that they're like, kind of like when you watch Jeopardy and you're like shouting out the answer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like you said, like you're just kind of continuing, praising this legacy, right? That has led us all here, whether we know it or not. So it's nice for you to introduce us to our foremothers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And be
Yeah.
like, wow, cool. I never knew that I've always loved this style of music and I never knew that this woman had such a, yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah. You know, I think that you are going to have, let me find all the things you picked here. Okay. So, oh my gosh. I'm very clumsy. If you didn't know that about me. Very clumsy. Okay. Whoop. Janice, Shaka Khan, Grace Slick, Girls School, and Betty Davis.
It's a good mixtape.
Yeah, and like you said, you are about to go in the recording studio, and so what better than listening to like five awesome recording artists?
That's what I'm saying. It's really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, last compliment because I know I'm really like piling them on here and taking a long time with this episode. But one thing I wanted to say about the way that you sing, and I wanted to point out for listeners, is I really the variety in your rhythm, and I really like every song you sing a little bit differently. Oh, okay, you're frozen for a second. And I really would love for people to be inspired by that from your work because it's really cool. Variety, invention in what you do. Unique. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're totally welcome.
I think that's because I don't write songs with other people in mind.
Mm.
I've never really thought about how people were going to like my songs or not, or be able to sing along to them or not. You know, I write the songs that I feel like I should be writing or the way they should go. And if people like them, that's awesome. And if they're easy to sing along to, that's great. But you know what I mean? Like some people I feel like write songs with like catchiness in mind and
Mm.
like, like making sure things rhyme or this or that. Like our old bass player used to make fun of me all the time because he'd be like, dude, it is just so funny. Some of the words you put together, like, like you'll be rhyming and then all of a sudden you just stop rhyming. I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's just how it worked out,
Songs don't,
and
yeah, they don't have to rhyme. But you know what? I guess that's all a part of the like idiosyncratic like result that you produce. It's just everything's a little different. Each song is unique from the previous one. It's not like you listen to a Lady Beast album and you feel like you just heard the same song
mm,
or variations of one song repeatedly. It's like all distinctive. Yeah, pretty
thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and we try to do. We do our best to just continue our own style, but keep innovating and maturing in our sound and abilities, you know? So I think that you're going to find that also in our new album. Because each song is just so different. And I kind of made a promise to myself this time that I'm going to push myself a little bit and just really perform in a couple of ways that I have not yet. And I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited to
Yeah,
hear that.
thank you.
Well, that's sick. All right. Well, I must release you, but thank you for being my
Oh,
captive for a little longer than I'm
it
supposed
was totally consensual and I loved being here and it was an honor and a privilege to be asked and to share space with you and to feel like we are trying to build something bigger out here
to.
and it feels good to be on the same team.
Aw,
So,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Thanks for all you do.
Mm, me too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.